Brinson, are they aeronautical engineers or space cadets? Or that's what Josh Dobbs is.
Oh, right. I was like, is that how Matt Canada got his magic beans or something?
He's a rocket surgeon, as someone noted on, which is a pretty good thing for Josh Dobbs. So Josh Dobbs got traded on the trade deadline. Sorry, we're boring you, Breach, with this Josh Dobbs story. It's a fantastic story if you want to listen up. Breach is yawning if you're listening to the podcast, as he often does when I try to talk to him about important
time change. It's like 2:00 in the morning on my
important life lessons.
It's
Josh Dobbs in Arizona on Tuesday shows up 5 days before he's going to hold the clipboard on the sidelines for the Vikings. Jaron Hall scrambles to try to get into the end zone, gets knocked in the head, has a concussion, has to leave after less than a quarter of action. In comes Josh Dobbs, immediately gets a safety. You're like, okay, it's going to be one of those days. This is going to be a get-right game for Heineke and Arthur Smith's mustache. Someone forgot to tell Josh Dobbs because that dude went off. And he's a smart guy, but I don't know. You could be the smartest person on planet Earth. I don't know if Tom Brady plus Peyton Manning plus Drew Brees are coming in and learning that offense and doing what he was able to do, Josh Dobbs, in part because he's incredibly athletic. He was the leading rusher, had 66 yards and more running yards than Bijan Robinson, but also Brinson, 20 of 30 for 158 and 2 touchdowns. It was absolutely crazy to the point that I think, and producer Harry agrees, Vikings can still make the playoffs.
Yeah. And by the way, this is my favorite thing about the whole Josh Dobbs story. This is Kevin Seifert of ESPN reporting from the game. Incredible. So I'm just going to read these 3 tweets that he had in a row. Incredible stories from the Vikings locker room today. Josh Dobbs didn't take a single rep with the offense in practice. No snaps from Garrett Bradbury. Had never thrown passes to anyone and didn't know most of their full names. That's for next week, Dobbs said. When it was time for Dobbs to come to the game, the Vikings offense huddled on the sideline and went through the team's 5 primary cadences, said right tackle Brian O'Neill. That was the first time he had gone through it with the rest of the offense. Josh Dobbs said he was not afraid to tell people what he didn't know today. Per receiver Jordan Addison, that meant coming to the huddle and saying things like, okay, what do I have on this side or to this, on this side, said Addison. And we were telling him, everyone was letting him know. This dude didn't know anyone's names. He's like, hey, 14 or hey, 3, what's going on the right side of the offense on this play? And Addison's telling him, and like, again, as you point out, Wilson, this guy's a really, really smart dude. Went to Tennessee, got this great degree in aeronautical engineering, and like he's on his 5th NFL team in the last calendar year.
Sounds about right.
2 years, I think.
5th NFL team in 2 years. Okay, yeah. I mean, he started games for the Cardinals, the Steelers last year, obviously, and then now the Vikings. I mean,
Titans. He started the playoff game for Malik Willis.
Yeah, I meant to say Titans. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mean, he started 2 games for the Titans, I believe, or at least came in and then started the.
He's on his 5th team in the last 11 months. He was on the Lions.
11 months.
Lions practice squad last December. Then he got signed to the Titans active roster. Then ended up with the Browns. Then got traded to Arizona, and then now Minnesota.
Crazy. And it's and now like it's worth remembering that Baker Mayfield did something similar when he signed with the Rams after the Panthers released him when they decided to last year, and then and also play for the Browns too. But it didn't hold up. And now I'm not saying Dobbs can't keep it up. I just think let's enjoy this for what it is, which is a guy getting traded to this team on Tuesday and being forced into action on Sunday. And not knowing anybody's name or knowing any of the plays or knowing what the hell was going on out there and pulling out this crazy win over a Falcons team that just you have no idea what the Falcons are going to do week to week.
Well, and let me throw out real quick because Ryan actually understated, if that's even possible, how bad Dobbs was to start this game. Not only did he go in there and get safetied almost immediately, but if you look at his first 4 possessions, not including a kneel down right before halftime, there was a safety, a lost fumble, and another lost fumble. So 3 of the first 4 possessions were literally worst case scenario. And the Falcons still lost. This was the most falconing the Falcons have ever falconed because losing to this guy who, as you guys said, he's been on the roster since Tuesday, didn't take a practice rep, turned the ball over twice, got safetied, and you still can't win if you're the Falcons. I mean, this is probably the most embarrassing loss the Falcons have had in, I would say, years, but
I think
they have so many embarrassing losses, it's tough to rank them all.
Yeah, this is not a good look, except for anyone, maybe Des Ridder being the only only one who has a chance to redeem himself when he gets.
But
back to the
does he?
line.
I mean, the Falcons put up 28 points. It was the defense that couldn't stop Super Josh Dobbs.
Taylor Heineke wasn't exactly setting the
I
world on
mean,
fire.
he wasn't great.
You're up 21. You're up 21-13 with like 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
They got Dobbs.
They got Dobbs.